All right, so let's talk about the energy themes. We have six themes for the month of June. Just a reminder that these themes aren't predictions, they're just downloaded themes that I get when I connect with the energy of the month and I connect with the Pleiadians, and they just give me some themes that are beneficial for us so that we can keep them in mind. And some of them are also very practical. We can do something about it, reflect on it, and actually take action. One of the biggest themes this month is the solstice, summer solstice for you guys in the northern hemisphere, and winter solstice for me. But the thing is that this solstice is a solar shift. It is a completion of a cycle, and it's bringing shadow to light as it does usually because there's more light and we've been receiving so much light lately. It's just ridiculous. Like every month, that's a theme of solar activities are continuous. So the solar flares, the geomagnetic storms, they are very constant, and that's because there's more light codes, more light being sent and also being received. But this solstice feels like um, as always, it's a new beginning as well. It's bringing new beginnings, but it does feel like a reset of some kind. And maybe you're already feeling it. Maybe last month you felt it. I know I've gone through my kind of reset last couple weeks ago when I had the flu and I just had to, you know, rest and wait for this upgrade to settle. But there are lots of upgrades happening in our system. It might feel for some of you that time is kind of has stopped for a while for these past couple weeks or maybe in this month. And that's because the body really needs rest and integration, and the mind needs pause as well. So, because we are being bombarded with light, that's very important. Rest, integration. On the flip side, there's a lot of clarity that's coming to the surface. So a lot of the things that you might have been thinking about lately, or maybe even through the 6 months of this year, this is a great opportunity to gain more clarity. Literally, there is more light, so the sun is like shining on the things that you need to see or that you've been wanting to see. So it's a great opportunity for making big decisions. Okay. So as I said, a recommendation is to rest, hydrate with structured water. You can put a pinch of salt or electrolytes, and grounding, so important. Being in the body, having a healthy diet, taking care of the body, taking care of the physical. And a prompt is to make some time for a kind of solstice ritual, to, make room for the new, let go of the old. That's kind of the premise of every solstice and equinox, and really connect with the energy of the sun because the sun is really helping us to ascend and to move through this process of ascension. The solstice is happening on the 20th of June for some, and on the 21st of June, depending on the time zone. But I'm doing a Pleiadian activation on the 20th of June, Friday. Okay. The link is not ready yet, but it's going to be a free event, a free to attend event. And obviously for you guys who are part of the Starseed grid, you get the link and everything inside the community. All right, the next theme is deeper spiritual multi-dimensional experiences. And that's because there's more light available, and we've been integrating and receiving and getting lots of downloads and expanding our capacity to hold light. And because of that, you're likely to experience more of those altered states of consciousness experiences. Okay. So you might notice that there's more, your meditations are maybe more vivid, your visions are more vivid, or your telepathic skills are becoming online. Maybe your dreams are becoming more vivid. So there is more information, and as you know, information is light. That's something the Pleiadians always say. Um, and so there's more information coming to you, opening out, you're opening up to receiving more information. There's more information being revealed to you. Another thing that might happen as well is new spirit guides being revealed to you. So you're receiving more spiritual support. And I put new in quote unquote new because the spirit guides are always there. It's just that they are being revealed to you in different moments in your life. But the spiritual support is always there. So it's your awareness around the spiritual support that's being um, revealed. And it's really, really important, just like I said earlier, to be grounded, to be embodied, to be in your body, because the more embodied you are, the more grounded you are, the higher you will go into these altered states of consciousness. You will be able to explore even higher dimensions in the subtle realms because you are embodied. The other side of that is you're not embodied, you're not grounded, and so you do have these experiences, but you're not able to integrate them, you're not able to understand the messages, and you're just not able to function in daily life because you're just aloof, because you're not here in the present moment, you're not here on Earth on 3D. So it sounds like a contradiction, but it's not. Like the more embodied you are, the higher you can go. Okay. And a prompt is just to stay committed, stay consistent to your spiritual practices, your meditation practice, whatever it is that you do, your breath work, your channeling, your chanting, your sounding, okay? Because this will really help you to explore these higher realms, these subtle realms, and as always, remember to ground and to move and strengthen your physical body and you have plenty of sessions here. Today we're going to do one, but you can also check the previous sessions if you want to do some meditation, some breath work. My YouTube, my podcast is full of meditations and breath work as well. Plenty of practices to try. The next theme is throat chakra clearing and activation. And that's also connected already to the higher heart chakra. Okay, because the higher heart chakra is kind of in this area in the upper chest, so it's connected to the throat chakra. The higher heart chakra is related to sovereignty, and the throat chakra is related to authenticity, but also related to sovereignty because they go hand in hand, right? Do you want to the more sovereign you are, the more authentic you are. But there is a new level of authenticity emerging for all of us because we cannot suppress our truth anymore. We can't. Like it goes against what you believe, it makes you feel sick. It makes you hold blockages and we're not doing this anymore, right? You cannot suppress who you are anymore. So that's the new level of authenticity that you are stepping into. And interesting because sometimes we think of authenticity and then we think of throat chakra, we think of like speaking our truth. And the way that I'm feeling this clearing, this activation is a little beyond that. I think it's no longer about just speaking your truth or setting boundaries. It's more about holding your frequency and really staying in the heart, which is something that we always talk about, and not compromising your frequency at the expense of others, which can be a challenge. But it's really about just staying in the heart and knowing who you are, knowing your frequency, and just staying in that frequency, even if you don't speak your truth, even if you, because that is a way that you can speak your truth energetically, right? As you know, we've been um, learning the language of frequency, and that's it. It's learning how to stay in your energy field and in the heart, and also holding space for others, but without being dragged down. And collectively, and this was a recent message as well, from the Pleiadians, is that we're moving collectively, we're moving from that victimhood consciousness to sovereignty consciousness. So there's no more room to play the victim anymore. And we are not also holding space for that. We're holding space for people where they are, but with the awareness that they might be still operating from a victimhood consciousness and you are not. Okay, so this is the time where we're really stepping into our sovereignty. The other thing that might happen as well, that might be coming through for you, is light language or sacred sound that might be awakening and might be being activated within you, because that's very much related to the throat chakra. So and that goes, beyond just, the traumas of this lifetime, it's past lifetimes, and a lot of us have those sort of witch um wounds, and we've shut down our gifts in past lifetimes. So this is the time that we're breaking free from that. And the throat chakra it was a very special chakra for us because again, it's about you expressing your authenticity and your truth. And a prompt is to start working with the voice, with your voice. And maybe you already do that, but start humming, sounding, chanting more. There is no rule. It's just about working with your instrument. Express your truth through your own sound. Okay. Practice staying in your frequency, even when external situations or people seem to want to take you out of it. So stay in your heart and send love. Bringing awareness to your heart center, sending love. That's the simplest and the best way to really stay in your frequency. Every month, there is a theme around Christ consciousness. And I named the theme Learning Christ Consciousness, but I noticed that every month instead of saying learning Christ consciousness, I say remembering Christ consciousness. So I changed to remembering Christ consciousness because this is what we're doing. And this is related to authenticity and the throat chakra as well, but regarding other people, right? And this month the message was let people live their truth. Let people be. Let people live their truth. Because if we're living our truth, we also want people to live their truth, right? So as you embrace your truth, as you embody more of your authenticity, learn to let people do the same, however different their truth might be from yours. And it might be very different. It might be very, very different because it's also related to values and frequency, but we really need to let people learn from their path because we need to trust that they have their own path and their higher self guidance is guiding them. They might not be as open to receive that guidance yet, but we just have to trust that each one of us, we have a unique evolutionary paths. And yes, we can help, but the best way that we can help is by being and by holding your frequency, by being the example, because energetically and subconsciously, people can feel your frequency, people can feel your heart, and you can feel theirs as well, maybe, well, possibly even more than them, because you are now exploring more of the subtle realms and the subtle energies. But really the best thing is to just let them be, and then hold your truth and hold your frequency, right? So that's connected to the previous message, to the previous theme. And this is a prompt that, I encourage you to go back to this and check the PDF and kind of reflect, maybe write about it. In which situations or relationships am I holding expectations, or trying to change them? And we do that, right? Because we have a different perspective, and sometimes it's also almost as if you can see their potential, but we can't really hold expectations. It's just trusting that they have their unique path. How can I learn to hold my frequency while holding space for their path? Okay, and I think that's an really interesting thing to think about. I've seen recently, I can't remember which um person on Instagram, but it was something about along the lines of we're not holding space anymore, we're holding frequency, we're holding our frequency. And so that people can match our frequency. And I felt a little off. I didn't resonate with it, because I think that they're not exclusive. It's you can hold your frequency while holding space, right? You can hold space for people, and the best way to hold space for people is by holding your frequency. Because if you're holding space for people, but you're feeling their emotions, or you're allowing yourself to kind of be dragged by their drama or their emotions and their frequency, then you're not holding your frequency, and you're also not really holding space. So for you to be able to hold neutral, sacred space for people, you need to be able to hold your frequency. And I think they're actually very interconnected. They're very connected. And also, what are these people teaching me or reflecting back to me? Because sometimes we are so focused on them and we forget to look within, right? And they can be teachers in a way as well. That's going to help us to see things that we can't see in ourselves. Next, we have important ideas being downloaded in this period. So from this month, through the 8-8 Lions Gateway, which is in August on 8-8. We usually do an event as well on the 8-8 Lions Gate, so you can save the date 8-8. But it's a very great period to have ideas. And so just pay attention to any creative ideas that's popping up in your consciousness, projects, those inner guidance nudges. And the prompt is to have a notes tab or keep a notepad near. And then when ideas pop up, you just write them. Just write them and then let them sit there for a while until the idea grows. It's like you're planting a little seed there and see how it's gonna grow. Okay. And also it's a great idea to keep a dream log. If you are someone who remembers your dreams. I'm someone who remembers dreams, and I have very vivid dreams most nights. And it's helped me a lot to just write not all the dreams, but the dreams that kind of resonated, and I feel like there's a message or there's an idea there. And I like to write it on my computer as well, on my notes, because then it's easy to track it down if I want to go back to it. Yeah, so that's again great period to pay attention to the downloads that you're receiving. And lastly, we have this theme about remembering our galactic selves. So we are remembering that we are galactic beings. And we were talking about throat chakra, the higher chakra. They are actually very much related to the upper chakras, because the more when you activate your higher heart chakra, for example, you're activating also your crown and your soul star, because you want to have that coherence. Okay. And so you might feel like your higher upper chakras are being activated as well. The soul star chakra, the galactic chakra, the universal chakra, the stellar gateway chakras, and these are the chakras that are out of your body. Okay. They're not connected to any gland or any organ or any part of your physical body. Okay. So you might feel that they are being more activated, and maybe you don't necessarily feel them opening up, but you might have experiences that give you signs of, oh, okay, these are being awakened, these are being activated. And the theme that I mentioned earlier, you might be having deeper spiritual and multidimensional experiences that's related to that as well. And Earth is embracing her galactic origins and her galactic role, because Earth was never meant to be a separate planet, just, here taking care of herself and feeling like she's the only one in the Milky Way. No, she's always been part of the galactic um, role. She's always been part of the whole of the system, of the solar system, of the universe. And she's remembering that. So, because she's remembering that, she's also providing us with the opportunity to remember that as well. And similar to the theme before about having some spiritual guides being revealed to you, you might also feel like some cosmic beings are supporting you and making themselves known to you. So if you've been connecting with star beings, whether it's the Pleiadians, the Arcturians, the Sirians, you might feel that you're getting to know more beings as well. They're like being revealed to you as well. And with that, I think the most important thing about remembering your galactic origins and your galactic role is that it gives you a bigger and deeper sense of the whole and all there is. And it just gives you a grounder perspective of life, because you remember that you are just a sparkle of light having this experience. You put things into perspective. Not to say that your life and your human vessel is insignificant. It's quite the opposite. It reminds you that you have direct connection with the source, and that makes you a very incredible being. And just some affirmations instead of prompts, just saying, I am galactic, I am the universe, I am source, just I am. And this has come through also because we are, and Linda is part of our multidimensional self group this year right now. We're going into the 10, the 11th, and the 12th dimensions. We're going to explore that next week already. And we're that's also the last week of the program. So that's very much related to next week's dimensions of consciousness. And if you are interested in joining us in the next group, there's a new group beginning on the 1st of September. You can go to the multidimensionalself.com and apply. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'll put the link in the description as well. And this is it. Let me know which of these have resonated most with you, and which of these maybe you want to set an intention for this practice. So a quick recap. So we had one solstice theme. It feels like a reset. We're bringing shadow to light. There's new beginnings. The solstice period is always very powerful, at least for me. There's a deeper spiritual, multidimensional experiences that could be happening to you. Throat chakra clearing and activation. Remembering Christ consciousness is let people live their truth. Important ideas are being downloaded in this period all the way through the eight Lions Gateway. And we're remembering that we are galactic beings. Which of these have resonated most with you? You can put it in the chat or in the comments, just the number.